Yeah, I could see that. Yes, sir. This is about Triple C Consultants Consortium of Chennai is an association of management system consultant registered under the Tamil Nadu Societies Registration Act 1975. The key objective of Triple C is to work in alignment with the National Quality Mission launched by the Government of India by educating the industry about the role and importance of standards, certifications, and regulations in the country as well as in the global markets. Triple C strives to encourage responsible consulting through members of its association, and focus is to standardize consulting practices in alignment with changing market and industry needs in a dynamic manner. The focus is also to identify areas and industries in which the consultants in the profession of management system consulting can contribute to the betterment of the society and the country and to promote management system consulting in such areas of industries. One of the core objectives is to collaborate with the various industry platforms, trade associations, Chamber of Commerce, management associations, apex bodies of government or quasi-government organizations to contribute to the betterment of the industry initiatives, which will in turn contribute to the betterment of the society. Next, please. Next slide, please, sir.
I made.
It's about World Accreditation Day. WD is a global initiative established by ILAC and IIF. This year's theme is how accreditation improves food safety. Accreditation has an important role in food safety by ensuring competent and impartial inspection, certification, and testing services in all parts of local, national, and international food chains. In doing so, accreditation supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, in particular the Good Health and Well-being Goal. Accreditation can be applied to a wide variety of assessment, approval, or evaluation tasks and is used by business, government, and regulators to help deliver a safer world. Next, please. One more. Yes.
Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah, I'm there. Yes.
Yeah,
good evening. Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is Alok Jain. I am the director and head of the Training and Capacity Building Division with Quality Council of India. As just mentioned that June 9 is the World Accreditation Day, and this year the theme was improving food safety. This is an initiative of ILAC and IAF, and I really appreciate the consultant consortium of Chennai to celebrate BAD in a very unique way. They had a series of webinars in the month of June. I thank consortium to give an opportunity to me to introduce a new division of Quality Council of India. As you all aware that Quality Council of India is having various boards, NABCB, NABL, NABH, NABET, and NBQP. NABL is for the laboratories. They give the accreditation to the laboratories. NABCB is for the certification bodies and inspection bodies accreditation. NABH is for the hospital accreditation. NABET is in the area of education sectors, and NBQP is for the quality promotion. Now a new division has been constituted, which is the training and capacity building division. And our main intention is to give the training and do the capacity building programs in various domains, including food, including, can you go to the next please? Including the food sector, including quality management system, manufacturing, education, healthcare, information technology, environment, project management, etc. And we look forward to work with the government, ministries, regulators, and association. And we are working closely with CCC also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to Mr. Prem Kumar. Thank you, sir. Please.
Very good evening to all. Today I am the presenter in the topic of retail chain and trader on food safety aspects. Okay, let me introduce about myself. I'm Prem Kumar. I'm the NBQP registered principal consultant for FSMS, and I'm the managing director of the company Jayvin Management Systems and Solutions Private Limited. We have 16 years of experience in management system consultants in implementation in food, feed, packaging, automobile and engineering industries. I'm the lead auditor in BRCGS packaging, BRCGS food, and FSS 2000. Along with me, my co-presenter Mr. Appaji Rao. I'd like to introduce him. Appaji Rao, sir.
Well, good evening to all. Sorry, the name has been wrongly kept there. Don't worry. This is Appaji Rao. I am a dairy technologist with 15 years of industrial exposure. And then after that, 22 years in management systems. I'm a qualified lead auditor for QMS, EMS, OSAS, food safety, BRC food. And I'm an NBQP registered principal consultant for food safety. And I am NLRP, that is national level resource person for FOSTEC training on milk and milk products. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Objective of this 60-minute session, we need to understand the role and concept of retail chain and trader, as well as we need to understand the era of these retail chain on food industries on our India. Another thing is food safety control over retail chain as per BRCGS Retail Issue 1. Actually, BRCGS is not the agenda of this session, but we are cross-referring BRCGS Retail Standard as giving wholesome approach and give better knowledge and information to the audience. We are referring BRCGS Retail Standard. Yes. Again, I want to understand, I make you to understand about this food chain aspects. In this food chain, retail and trader having the end role, and they're having vital role to ensure the food safety to the consumers and peoples. Though it's starting from farm to fork approach, it is starting from farmer level, and it is getting processed in various areas and getting distributed to the consumer through retail market. In this retail market, it is getting final shape on food safety as well as product value. Biggest and important value in this food chain management system is making the product to get usable for the consumer in that required manner with proper consumer instructions. So in this retail chain management, retail peoples are having high value. They are the person giving various type of products, various style of product, various flavor of product, taste of products. Depends upon the consumer end they are making, and they are the person creating this product natures. Nowadays in our market, we are getting n number of product. You can take it chocolate, you can take it is any kind of rice items, any kind of ready to eat items. All things getting created and manufactured by these retail people. It has its own value addition to your consumer product. Precisely, I can say all your consumer requirement, all your consumer need is getting identified and made it as a end product through these retail peoples. Fine. So in this session, we are talking about more on retails and traders. The language trader itself indicates it is part of your retail chain management. Let us see this food supply chain. Farm and manufacturing peoples getting the food product from farmer level and is getting processed, packed and transported. And at last it is coming to the retail market, and then it is getting distributed to the public and consumer. So your transportation, distribution, market, all things getting in the control of our retail chain management as well as our traders. Precisely, I can say this retailer and trader having more amount of value addition on the farmer products. Precisely, they are converting this product into the consumer needs, consumer packed products. Let us understand the concept of a retailer and a trader. A retailer, simply we can say a set of business people selling the product to public by retail in small quantity. The retail industry is sector of economy of which consists individual stores, commercial complexes, agencies, companies, and organizations involved in the business of selling or merchandising diverse finished product or goods to the end users, consumer directly and indirectly. You can say any kind of retail shop, any kind of small shop, everything considered as a retail market. Whenever we are using the language retail, people suddenly consider it's a big chain of market. No, even your road shop people consider it part of your retail chain activities. Coming to trader, it is an individual organization who engages in the buying and selling of food commodities in any market. Any market, manufacturer, farmer or retailer, either for himself or on behalf of another person or institution. Generally, these traders having the ability of identifying the product in market, able to quantify the product, able to get the better price, and they are the person getting the right grade material for the manufacturers also. These traders help a lot for retail chain as well as manufacturers. Both agent, both sides they are having value, adding value, and they are the person fixing a lot of price addition to the product also. You can take onions. Okay, though they're buying from farmer in the price of, let us assume 10 rupees, at last descending the consumer end by 25 to 30 rupees. Because of these traders and these retail people, they're adding value of their expenses, and this price getting increased. At last, the end consumer price is getting to the MRP level. You can see this 18th century scenario. In 18th century scenario, people came across markets selling to this kind of retail shop selling. Okay, they are having some customer service mechanism. They sought to display the product, so they are making the customer to buy and get the product. Some kind of approach is started in the 18th century. From the 18th century, sale of the goods and its style of operation is got totally changed. Still, we are having a lot of approaches. You can see department store, even it is started in our developed villages or some small villages area also got started department store approach. Earlier days, we are seeing a small market or small outlet of selling the product to the villages. Now it is totally different. We are seeing the n number of product varieties, n number of new product creation, everything we are seeing in this retail service. In this retail service, we have organizations to guide and promote it in legal manner. And National Retail Federation is an organization located in USA, and they are the person guiding their local market. FIRA, Forum for International Retail Association Executive, TRRAIN, they are Trust for Retailers and Retail Association India. He is a person working in India. They are the person controlling retail markets. Another thing, retail market is launched on an organization called GFSI. I can say not launched. Precisely, it's supported to promote these food chain activities through GFSI, Global Food Safety Initiative. They are located in the entire world, and they are promoting standard. They are promoting best practices in the industry. They are mainly working for this retail sales market. In this scenario, we have n number of certificates on GFSI aspects. Let us see some of the retail markets. In our India, we can see DMart, Big Bazaar, Edeka is in Europe countries, Walmart started to spread in Asia. We have more Reliance Fresh, Carrefour, LDL, Aldi, Tesco, Nilgiris. These are all the retail chain companies located in entire world, and they are person promoting the product to consumer. Nowadays, consumer prefers more on this retail chain market. Precisely, I can see they are preferring more with hypermarket rather than supermarket. Now they want to go with hypermarket because of the single place to shop everything, even plastic item, food item, garments, everything they are able to purchase in single room. So they are enjoying the shopping activities. Now people's more on hypermarket. because of the single place to shop everything, availability of trusted products, trusted brands, cost benefit through offers and promotional schemes, accessibility of the entire products, ambient and facilities, customer care activities, possible to spend more time on purchase activities for effective purchasing. Instead of going n number of time in the month, they are going single shot and buying everything for their home need. So now hypermarket, supermarket, all the concept is getting increased in our country. Now we can see this retail trade market in earlier days. We used to say department store, specialty store, supermarket, convenience store, discount store. Lot of things got available in our market. Now we are going with a different concept. Supermarkets, hypermarket, department stores. Still we have unorganized retail like kirana stores and street markets. It's available in India. Main thing is through this retail chain, how we are able to ensure the product availability, how our consumers getting benefited with various kind of innovative products on their day-to-day need. Now, people need the product in easy way, and they want it in easy consumption also. That's what we are getting: ready to eat product, ready to heat product, ready to cook product. More than cooking, they want to go for this semi-cooking activities. That is the reason people approaching more on innovative products. Retail market is specifically for innovative products. You can take it chocolate items, you can take it any of these toilet activities items, you can anything, you can see the more of innovatives. Still, they are focusing more on the innovative product because of this competition and market. Because of this growing market needs, growing stores, cost also getting optimized, consumers getting more benefited. So in this retail chain management, benefit of consumer is very high. Same time, how their food safety is getting ensured, how their safety is getting ensured is a big question mark now. Now, yes. Hello. Yes. Nambi?
Yes, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Here we are talking about the traders. Okay. Traders mainly we are using for their money investing. Retail people using these traders for investing their money for getting their product and selling. In their product knowledge, they are able to identify the products available in entire farmers area, and they are able to get it in right place and various grade of quality. They are able to source the product. Their expertise in seasonal effects. They are able to predict the seasonal effect of this market. They are in effective usage of own warehouses, ensure the least wastages, effective purchasing, meet out the quantity requirement of retail stores. So these are all the things getting reflected in traders, and they are serving to our retail people. Another thing is role of retail markets is well extended through this trader, I can say. A trader identify the product, it is getting innovative in manufacturing area. Again, trader having their own branded product selling to retail market. So trader is having good amount of value addition through manufacturer as well as retail shop also. Let us give one small data for this. When we're talking about this retail chain, contribution of percentage, apparel is having 33% of total sales. Food and grocery is having 11%. Mobile and telecom is having 11%. Consumer electronic goods are having 8%. Food service having 7%. Jewelry is 6%. Footwear having 4%. Other items having 20%. So in our food sector, we have more than 18% of contribution on this whole retail sales activities. In 2019, India have a retail sales value of US dollar billion, 1,202 US dollar billion worth of sales has happened. So you can imagine the worth of sales on this retail shop. Imagine how this potential going to grow in future days also. Another thing is food and grocery activities in retail market is having still more growth as well as more brand value also. You can see the foreign investment for food industries. It is increased every year minimum 13 to 14%. You can see nutraceutical activities, herbal products, food commodity activities, baby product items, pet food items, feed items, then meat items, all things getting increased. Even restaurant activities like KFC, all are started to increase in more amount of growth based on this retail outlet market. Thanks. Coming to this food safety, GFSI has its good role on food safety activities in retail market. They are having 4 basic benchmark standard for our retail market or manufacturers: BRC GS, SQF, IFS, FSSC 20,000. These are all the 4 basic standards available for system certification for food safety. These are all the farm level certification like Canada GAP, Global Aquaculture Alliances, Global GAP, JFSM, Asia GAP, Primus GFS. These are all certificate for farmer level. When we are coming to this retail market, we are using this 4 standard for our retail chain management. BRCGS as its own and specific standard for retail markets. Okay, in this presentation, I'm using this BRCGS retail standard for our presentation and ensuring the procurement of retail market. Let us talk about legal compliance for retail outlets. In India, we need to attain this level 11 license for any kind of food retail markets. First is FSSAI license, liquor license, health and trade license, eating house license, shop and establishment act, GST registration, fire department NOC or license, music license, certificate of environmental clearance, signage license. Other than that, we need to follow FAO standards if it is wherever it is getting applicable. Guidance on hygiene and safety on food retail sector. These are all the license and need to be get compliant for this retail chain activities. Mr. Apajirao sir, do you want to add anything in this legal compliance, sir?
Hello. Except for a few things about the liquor is only in case when you are into a liquor, whereas health and trade is for all. Eating house is only in case when you are into a catering or outside one. Shops and establishment is again a common one. GST is on a financial side, but all these things have to be there with you. Fire department, no objection certificate must be there. Music license if you are playing music at the eat out places. Certificate of environmental clearance, that is for the establishment when you are into production. And signage license when you are displaying any product at your thing. So these are the 11 and very well taken into account. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Another thing is in this lockdown period, in India we have retail association in India is Retail Association of India organization is there. They are the person continuously uploading and promoting the government regulations and instruction to entire retail associations. It talks about for the entire states regulations. It is continuously updating the rules and regulations available for each and every state. Whenever reopen these retail chain shops, what all the instruction, what all the activity to be followed, everything getting instruction through this RAI. Please visit this RAI. We get a number of GOs or instruction for retail chain peoples. Some of the specific instructions for big malls or big retail companies are they are not allowed to operate with AC, air conditioner or AHV activities because of the COVID-19 issues. This is a major and important one. It has its lot of difficulties also. Suddenly it is making the big retail chain to modify their structures. That's one big challenge happening in present scenario. Right. Now we're talking about the consumer safety. Whatever can be the full-fledged and hi-fi facility available in this hypermarket, supermarket, any kind of department store, consumer safety need to be assured in all the aspects. That is the reason retail chain people having their own concern, and they working in full-fledged food safety management system in all the levels. They are qualifying all the manufacturers through this kind of food safety certifications. Food safety is starting to ensure from consumer safety. That is a major point I'm trying to insist to. Until we consumer not having awareness on the product, awareness on the product, it is difficult to ensure the food safety aspects. Still, we people not having tendency of monitoring the best before or expiry date. People just like that buying from the shop, and once they came back to house, they are seeing them best before that, and they are struggling to find the food safety aspects. Okay, in most important in our food chain is ensure the consumer safety. That is the reason they are having a lot of classification on products. They are having consumer awareness posters, each and everywhere it is getting displayed. Coming to this food safety in the retail chain, we need to talk about this facility standards. While making these retail outlets, it has various products, not only having food commodities, it has its garments, electrical items, sanitary items, everything getting included as a single shop. So we need to assure the food safety aspects along with this product. It's a big challenge for retail shop people, though it is well packed with flexi packing or cotton box, it has its own challenge. We need to go with some instruction given by this BRCGS. It is easy to ensure the site standard facilities. First thing is external standards. Second thing is site security, layout and segregations, internal standards, utilities, equipment, maintenance, staff facilities, chemical and physical contamination control, housekeeping and hygiene, waste and waste disposal, management of diversion practices, pest control, storage facilities, shipping, delivery, and transportation. These are the nodes need to be followed in retail management. Okay, by seeing this BRCGS retail standard, you can get more information on this aspect. In this discussion, I want to discuss more on layout and segregations. On this food safety, we are seeing the food commodities along with chemical and sanitary, chemical and other products. In that, how we are segregating. Within our food stuff also, we have allergen products and non-allergen products. So our segregation and layout have to be get full-fledged and meeting the requirement of this food requirement. Another thing is maintenance activities. Okay. Some of the food commodities we are selling as perishable goods like vegetables, some meat items, milk items, all things have to be get maintained in its own requirement. Ambient have to be get maintained as per the given instruction of manufacturer need to be get maintained. That is the responsibility of retail chain management. And waste and waste disposal, it's a big challenge in retail market, though it is hypermarket or supermarket, has its own daily wastages. Wastages can be in three categories. One is daily waste. Second thing is disposable waste. Third thing is expiry items or crossing the shelf life item. Again, it is need to get disposed through the manufacturer. This kind of three wastes are available in the retail market. Retail market need to mix separate system and procedure for disposing this waste. Other aspects are quite common in all kind of food industries, but these aspects are so specific to retail market. Product controls, product design and development for store branded and store produced products. In the retail chain, we have both categories, store branded and store produced products. These two products have to be get controlled in different manner. It should not be get mingled both together. It has its own separate legal requirements. Based on that, we need to ensure the product labeling and its allergen management. In process control, we have in-store processing. Some of the times, these retail people buying the bulk product from retailer or trader. In-store, they are repacking. That's also happening. That needs to be get controlled. Then label and packaging control need to be get ensured in all kind of products. Weight and quantity control for in-store packing and buying. Calibration, stock rotation, store sampling, age restricted sales, pricing accuracy, controls over food waste, inspection management. These are all the important things need to be considered in our retail chain. Here I want to discuss one topic, stock rotation. It's a big challenge in retail market. Once they are having their own branded product, they are able to identify the date got manufactured, date got packed, shelf life, everything. When they are getting the product from another brand owner, it has its own challenges. They are not able to retrieve it off. It has its batch number system. They have to feed it in the barcode. Then it is possible to retrieve it off. Once it is coming to supermarket, they are not having control on barcode or retrieval methodologies. They are not able to identify it off. Some of the product got stored in rare end of the storages. They are not able to get it in front for the consumer purchasing. After a certain period, in a fine it is waste and they are not able to sell it off also. So stock rotation is a vital role in our retail chain management. You can take it up hypermarket. It is well controlled because of their barcode system. Even that situation also they are facing problem through workforce. Another thing is age restricted sales. In this age restricted sales, I want to give one example. Assume that I'm buying the sugar from retail market. It has one shelf life. Assume that it is 6 months. Okay, still I have 1 month period of shelf life. Okay, once it is getting identified as shelf life, okay, we consumer getting aware that it is not it is not to use after the shelf life period. But when stores person keeping that product, they need to understand how long it is getting used. Okay, last 4 to 5 months, if this product kept in same location with near to expiry date, people may feel that the stores is not having this system for proper stock rotation as well as age restricted sales. Okay, this kind of issues need to be get controlled in retail chain. Then pricing accuracy, control over food waste and inspection management. It is a common system need to be get followed in all kind of food industries. Coming to personal, it's training, personal hygiene, medical awareness, uniforms and protective clothing, occupational health and safety, and visitor policy. These are all the aspects they need to consider. Most important in this COVID-19 is visitors policy. Generally in visitors policy need to be followed in all the hypermarket as well as retail market. They are not allowed customers belonging inside the place. It has its various reasons. It has the own, it is possible of own intentional contamination of the product. Visitors policy is most important. Hazard control in our retail market is, if the retail market is buying the product from source, they need to identify the 4 hazards: processing verification, hazard control verification, food fraud, and food defense. This food fraud and food defense is most important aspect and recent amendment in our food safety management system activities. This food fraud is a common thing to be get identified and need to prevent it in our retail market. Food fraud, I can give example. Adding papaya seed along with pepper. food fraud. Okay. It is mainly for economic activities, economic gain. By adding low graded foodstuff on the high value item, they're getting economic gain. It may not harmful to the consumer, but it gives loss on the product value. Adding inorganic product with the organic products, food fraud. Label itself claiming it's an organic product, but they are adding inorganic products, food products, food fraud. Okay, when we're talking about the food defense, okay, intentional contamination. Okay, some of the workers are adding some of the metal items in the sieving times or packing time. Instantly they're adding. Instantly they want to contaminate the product. Biohazards contaminating the drinking water of the factory, processing water of the factory. So entire batch may be get affected. So like this food fraud and food defense activities need to be controlled in the manufacturing area. This important hazard control in our retail market. That is the reason retail market having regular system certification review as well as supply system audit also. Additionally, in this retail chain market, store level, they need to consider these 4 hazards: chemical, physical, and biological risks, food fraud, food defense, and regulated risk, deviation of legal violence, supplying the product after the shelf life or best before date analysis. These are all the regulated risks. I want to make you a clear understanding on what is a product supplier and material supplier. Take this sugar package. It is a own brand supplied. They are the manufacturer supplying the goods to the retail outlet. Let us give example of Reliance. This Reliance sugar might be purchased this sugar from bulk item and packed in own branded. It's called retailer branded products. This is called retailer branded products. In retail chain management, whenever they're going for their own retail branded product, they need to conform the all legal requirements, all the labeling activities need to be get followed. Some of this procedure for choosing the suppliers for retail management. You can see the lot of companies looking for this BRC certification market now, because it's made it as a specific requirement from US and Europe companies. All the retail companies in US and Europe set this GFSI oriented certificate as a benchmark for approving on manufacturer in their continental. That is the reason a lot of people specifically getting this or working for the certification, and they're maintaining the certification for their export market. Right? So that will be the first requirement to be get followed. Certification to the relevant BRC global standard or other scheme benchmarked by the Global Food Safety Initiative, GFSI. As I've seen in my previous slides, we need to ensure this GFSI approved standard from our suppliers, manufacturers. Retail market can conduct the supplier audit through qualified auditors or third-party auditors. This is a mandatory one. Then supplier contract covering regulations, recall and agreement to specification. Supplier question, self-evaluation as well as third-party evaluation, historical relationship and brand reputation, regulatory compliance. These are all the aspects need to be considered in a time of appointing the supply to the retail market. This is the most important one because retail market is mainly for procuring the material from farmer as well as traders and manufacturers. So in the time of choosing their source of supply, they need to ensure these people's meeting the food safety norms and legal requirements. So it's a specific system required from the retail markets on food commodities. Again, it is a risk-based approach of retail companies. They can go with any of this approach, but depends upon the product risk. They need to choose the evaluation method. For example, when they're getting the product milk or ready-to-eat product, they need to go with this first approach. At least they need to qualify the suppliers as per this GFSI requirements. Then product recall and withdrawal. Let us assume the system of recall for the retail shop having more than 20 outlets. Okay, just you can assume that one retail shop having more than 20 outlets. Okay, they are having centralized warehouse. Okay, from the warehouse they're supplying the goods to 20 outlets. From there they're selling the product to consumer. Okay, in the time of recall, manufacturer gives declaration that particular batch number is got contaminated. They want to recall entire product from the consumer. In that case, particular retailer how to withdraw the product from the entire consumer level through this retail shop. There are 20 shops in the market. Through these 20 shops, they need to get back the material from the consumer. Overall bought the product from that particular shop. Again, they need to get back the material and again send back to the manufacturer. This is called a recall. If the another case of withdrawal, manufacturer instructed on batch to restrict the sale to consumer end. Still the product is within the outlet level, it is not gone to the consumer end. That case, we can go with the withdrawal stage. Simply we can get back the material from the retail outlet and we are sent back to the manufacturers or traders. So these are all the things need to be followed. Product recall and withdrawal. It's a legal requirement. Once in a year, at least we need to conduct the mock withdrawal system and mock recall system for entire food chain management system from manufacturer to shop level as part of the legal requirement. Fine. And as retail people need to make own disposal mechanism. Already I've discussed in the three kind of ways they are getting: daily waste, regular waste, and product to be disposed with the manufacturers. Retail people, they need to make separate disposal for food waste. They're having their own canteen or own food serving methodology. They need to ensure that food disposal method finds this my presentation and trying to give brief about the food safety aspect for the food retail market and traders. Let us start for the questions.
Yes, sir. There is one question.
Yeah.
Mr. Ashok has asked about calibration in retail. Can you explain that?
Yes, sir. Some of the product need to be controlled with ambient. Let us say milk items, meat items have to be followed or stored in the temperature of 0 to 5 degrees centigrade as per the instruction of the manufacturer. In that case, retail people have to set some sort of digital temperature indicator or temperature analog indicator that have to be get calibrated. Okay, so it's highly depends upon the product nature and ambient. Another thing is some of the perishable goods, they want to maintain temperature of 18 to 23 degrees centigrade. Another time again, they need to monitor the temperature. Some of the retail people want to maintain positive pressure or they want to maintain the humidification range. In the time, they're using a lot of indication tools, monitoring, measuring devices that have to be get calibrated for the sake of food safety as well as product safety.
Absolutely, very well stated. There is one more factor into it. If the retail outlet has its own weighing activities done, they from the bulk they weigh and supply, either in Kirana or also this practice is there also in hypermarket and other places, then their weighing scale should also be calibrated.
Correct.
No, sir,
that
is different, but calibration is different.
Yeah.
Both are there. Now, Mr. Muhammad Ali has asked how to launch a complaint of food defects product to retail distributor or to shop.
Yes, sir. It's mandatory that each and every food outlet need to display their license to public. They need to display the license. The particular license, you can find the FSSAI license number. FSSAI recently published a app. Through that app, you can launch a complaint with photo evidence or any of the evidence. So FSSAI people will take complaint, then they can take corrective action on that. Sometimes they will collect the samples also for testing. Then you can find the what all the action taken for particular company. Everything you can track it through this app also. It's a foolproof method launched by FSSA. It's mandatory. All the people need to display the FSSA license to public. It's mandatory.
Very well stated. That's one thing. If you want to go into legal activity against any product or something. But suppose if nobody wants to go legally, but just they want to have their product replaced or something, or what they brought and their problem. In that case, what would be the method?
If they don't want to go legally, but still they want to register the item, they can make complaint to local food safety inspector. That option is again available in our FSSA website.
That is also legal. Anything going to FSSAI is legal. They don't want to get into that, but they just want their product replacement or something like that. They don't want to complain it legally, but they want their product which they have bought replaced. Simple.
Really, this I don't know.
There are two ways, as you said. Go back to the shop and ask them that this is not good, which we usually do. That is a usual practice at our end.
Okay.
That is one way, and the shopkeeper will accept it if he sees that it is genuinely done. Or else you can complain to the actual manufacturer directly that, see, I have bought this at this place and this is what is having it. I have a problem here. So these are the two complaints going to either to the retail point or to the manufacturer of the product. And then of course, law is always there above all of them.
And the manufacturer is always giving customer care number on the product.
Yes, yes, that is
because everything they given the product, so consumer can directly complain to manufacturer also. Fine.
Appajira sir, can I have your number, please?
Yeah,
Appajira sir,
yeah, I'm hearing you. May I know who's speaking?
Kindly, I am Ashok Nanda, consultant.
Okay, Mr. Ashok. Okay. My number, I will put it on your. Okay, take it 98 for everyone benefits. 9810.
Sir, 1 minute, just will note down. 9810
6166
6166
57.
I am repeating, sir. 98106 16657. Is it correct?
Absolutely, sir.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, any other questions in this, sir?
There are no questions except for thanks and well stated. Nice session.
If you want to add any more information in this retail, if you want to add to our audience, very well you can add from your side.
No, they are very well stated, except few points in the place of. Can you go back 3 slides?
Sure.
3 slides back, just for the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
No, it's about the layout and where you have to put the recall withdrawal. You have explained very well. This also very well done. This also okay. Where control in-store processing. One
layout and segregation.
No. This is part. No. We talk of 4.3 layout on segregation or product designing development, product labeling, election. Now, just a point into layout and segregation. Yeah. There are guidelines not only for this, but it's a general guideline for everyone. It's about the location and placing of the food items. This has Mr. Prem Kumar has explained it very well, that allergen compound should be separately kept and all. But a fundamental thing which you have to keep in the stores, that it should not touch the walls, fundamental basic. So it should be away from the wall, and then it should be above the floor. That is to control about the pest control. This is a mechanism of pest control actually, to ensure that nothing pest can enter into the food items. So the layout, in that segregation, you have to place the material above the floor, away from the wall. You have to think what space you have. In the retail shop, they may not be having space. So logically, you have to think on that. That's really a big problem in small kirana or retail shops. But in a big warehouse, big hypermarkets, etc., they have plenty of space, so they have a very good layout, and the segregation is very easy there. If the problem comes down to only to the smaller retailers who are doing a kirana sort of Indian, which is the biggest market in India.
Yes.
So please remember, the floor should be, the food should not touch floor at any place. It should be above the floor, and it should not touch the wall, because the pest can easily climb and run over it. That is one only thing which I wanted to add in layout and segregation. Thank you.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Once again, this is Nambi. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for a wonderful session, sir. Prem Kumar, sir, and Appaji Rao, sir. Srikanth, sir.
Yes, sir. I will take over,
Please.
sir.
Yes.
So much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, all of you. This is Srikanthan from CCC. I would like to thank all the participants and the faculties. Before I say the vote of thanks, I would request Rama ma'am to say a few words, and then I will do the vote of thanks. Rama ma'am.
Yes, yes. You can continue, sir. What is there? So, good evening, one and all. Krishna is there?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, hi, Krishna. Hi, hello. I just wanted to start by.
I do not want to be a typical guy, who runs. I'm completely available. I'm just one of you. And I want you to be so bright.
Sorry?
I think it's not meant for us. I think.
No, I'm just wondering what. Okay.
Something different.
So I just wanted to thank Krishna and Appaji Rao sir for anchoring this initiative. WAD is only for one day, and but then we wanted to have 1 month series to educate the industry. Just a sudden thought and an idea, because even last year we did participate in the WAD celebrations, part of QCI's exercise. This year we had to shift to an online mode, and the whole of this 1 month has been pretty engaging for the industry, and the kind of rich education that was imparted on wide range of topics and series of topics, and almost for every session an average participation levels were about 70 to 80 members, and close to about some 400 registrations we have received for this. This is a small contribution, our consultants community's contribution to the industry, to help them to upskill themselves and maybe unlearn and relearn in the process. We will continue to do more such engagements in future, and all the forum members of Consultants Association have come forward, and they have completely designed the whole structure, and they gave a format to it, and they gave life to it. More than all these things, they gave life to it, and continuous engagements, very meticulously planned and executed and implemented. And I thank all the GC members of Consultants Association also. Thank you so much. I couldn't join for most of the sessions, and because I got stuck with the parallel engagement actually. Thanks so much, Krishna, once again, and Appaji Rao sir, for the nice engagement for the community and for the industry, for the ecosystem.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. In fact, we enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, it was our best opportunity
seriously
and our privilege to be here.
We will do more, sir. Actually, we will do more, because we'll be starting with our voluntary certification scheme.
Yeah. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Food and agri sector, we will be launching many things. Maybe we will allow just couple of Srikanthan sir, just allow a couple of audience to share their thoughts, at least the ones who have been attending from the day one, just couple of them.
Sure. Yeah, participants, request some of the participants to give feedback about those who have attended almost majority of the sessions. Request them to say a few words, please.
Sir, I will start first.
Please.
I am Ashok Nanda here from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Even though I do not belong to the food sector, I enjoyed the seminar webinar given by CCC. Basically, I am an electrical engineer having 38 years of industry experience, and I am also lead auditor in QMS, EMS, OSAS, ENMS, ISMS, and have auditing and as well as training experience. And I am also a registered principal consultant with NBQP. Anyway, this is all about me, but I am very much thankful to CCC for organizing such a fantastic and wonderful webinar, which has really given many ideas on food safety, which I enjoyed a lot. So I especially thank Rama madam and others, Appaji Rao sir, for his very deep knowledge on food safety, and others, Premji also has delivered nicely today. So thanking you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other industry participants? Any other participants would like to share the experience?
Hi, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Kulothangan Ganapati. It was a great pleasure knowing everybody from CCC, and it's a new experience. And I attended almost all the webinars. It was a great experience, learning many new topics and new subjects. And I enjoyed a lot, and I learned a lot. Thanks to CCC once again. And I wish you guys continue this great work again and more often. And it would be nice if you guys conduct some certificate-based webinars as well. Since many people are asking the same question, will there be any certificate? Will there be any slides? Will there be any PowerPoints shared? So probably that would help in future if you guys could consider these points. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Kulothangan. For all participants' information, we will be sending you the YouTube link with each day's subject along with the PPT. It will be shared in the YouTube link, which will be uploaded shortly. We will let you know. The second thing is whoever has attended all the programs will be given an e-certificate, and that will also be issued shortly. Okay. So any other questions?
Glad to know that we will get a e-certificate. Thank you.
We'll do that. Okay, ma'am. Let me continue to do the vote of thanks. On behalf of CCC, I would like to thank first of all the WAD team, World Accreditation team, which has worked really hard on getting this realized. So this product realization has happened and successfully. I would like to thank Krishna Datta Madam, Mr. Appaji Rao, Ms. Poonam Gupta, Sonia Ji, Mr. Prem Kumar, Mr. Yogesh Jain, and Madam Rajeshri, and the guest faculties, Mrs. Vani, Ms. Chinmayi, then Mr. Anil Kumar from TUV, and all other faculties. If I have missed out someone, please apologize. I have tried to cover everyone. And also, the WAD team has worked really hard in formulating this and making it successful. I would like to thank them. And secondly, I would like to thank Mr. Alok Jain from TCB division of QCI, who has participated in almost all the days and has presented along with us. And thank you, Alok Jain sir. And I would like to thank Karthik for the technical support in designing and circulating the flyers, and also the back office technical support he has provided. And I would like to thank our hosting team from CCC, Mr. Ram Kumar, Mr. Nambi, and Mr. Kumar, who has worked really hard on every day and made this hosting successfully without any interruptions. That's the key point. Then the back office support provided by Rama ma'am team, Ms. Padma and Hema, who have circulated all the SMS campaign and the circulation to the participants. So thanks to the value-added team. And also, of course, the final thanks goes to the participants who have been meticulously attending each day's program. So thank you all. Thank you, CCC team. And thank you, participants.
I want to add something in this.
Yeah.
Please.
I also wanted to add something maybe after the session. Yeah.
Yeah, please, Prem.
There is a message from Radhika Pawar. We would like to have a session for food startups, food manufacturing startups. Wonderful, Radhika Pawar. It's a brilliant suggestion. Krishna, we must be doing some for food startups also. There are many startups in this food space, actually, food manufacturing, food tech and all that. We can plan one program for them. We will plan one. Not an issue. That is a good suggestion. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, Prem.
No, sir, actually, it's a wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, each and every day, a lot of people calling me and asking about next day session. Lot of audience call me and they discuss about the subject. So, some of people wanted or PowerPoint. A lot of people asking these a video presentation for their future references. Some of my staff continuously attending all these sessions. Person Narmada is attending on regular basis. She is so happy and she has learned a lot of things from that. That's a real feedback from my heart. It's really value and wonderful sessions. All of my customers got interacted with me through digitally in this. All are seeing that I'm digitally presenting this, my presence in all our food industries. It's a wonderful platform available for me also in this. Thank you, Rama Madam. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Appaji Rao sir.
And I just wanted to quickly checking the chat. Dr. K.
Yes, ma'am.
It would be nice if you can create a platform to network. So when you mean a platform to network, what do you mean? Do you mean a WhatsApp group or a LinkedIn group or what it is? If you are all comfortable with LinkedIn group, we can do a LinkedIn group. We can be a little more formal about it. That's one way of looking at it, or which way you want. Or if you're all looking for a WhatsApp group, yes, we can create one.
I mean, both would be nice, you know. Not many are using LinkedIn these days, and some people are have opened an account in LinkedIn but never go and open.
I fully agree. I'm with you on that, because before the WhatsApp became viral, it used to be LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn conversations. Now everything has died. So what we can do is, yeah, if you're all okay, then let's start with the WhatsApp and then let us see if we can migrate to a Telegram again.
Probably we can start directly with Telegram, because we would easily hit more than 256.
Fair enough. Then we will do Krishna and Appaji Rao sir. I guess we should be doing Srikantan sir.
Yeah.
We can create a CCC Telegram food tech group or whatever it is. You leave it as something like that. Okay. Let's create and then all the food consultants also can be part of that, and constantly maybe get connected with the industry and things like that.
Sure.
Do a Telegram. Fair enough. We'll do CCC. Food entrepreneurs or something like that, you know, food quality manager, CCC, food QMS or something we can create.
Fine.
That would be nice. Thank you. And still keep the LinkedIn also active. For
LinkedIn, we can do it. LinkedIn, I'll ask Karthi to create a group, because see what happens is in a LinkedIn, the advantage is it's more external and open, you know, and we'll have a lot of participation, even global participation also will be there.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's all exchange. See, what happens is when we are all doing regular conversations, regular engagements, it's just a discipline. One post a day and maybe one comment a day is all that is required, you know. Many things will happen, and digital identity also helps each one of us. LinkedIn is more a professional platform. I guess we should be there. We'll create one group for that also.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And let me just quickly have a Telegram group. Yes, let's do it. Food startups, I'm with you, Radhika Power, because we need to help them to grow and then make them understand many good practices also. It's important. And there are many food tech startups in the food startups, manufacturers, food tech, many other things. We can do something. I'm just checking quickly any other chat, any other suggestions. I guess that's all of this. Okay. Thank you. So let's do our LinkedIn and let's do a Telegram both together. No issues. E-certificates will be sent, because give us some time, at least about 4 or 5 days time to get all those things and get those certificates designed. Maybe in about a week's time, you will all get your certificates.
We will email to them, ma'am. We have their Gmail address.
Tamil, Sendil Murugan, a very good suggestion. Yes, sir, we can organize one in Tamil. Prem, they wanted in Tamil, so now Krishna cannot come, Appaji Rao sir cannot come.
Regional.
Regional local languages everybody will be preferring.
Regional makes more sense. Actually, many things have to be in the regional format.
Reach will be more.
That is the feedback I'm getting from a lot of my clients. All are need this kind of session in Tamil. Lot of calls I got it.
Plan couple of sessions and things like that. Do it in Tamil and language. At the end of the day, what matters is the comfort and the effectiveness of the program. If the language is going to be the differentiator, let us change the language. That's fine.
This is Ram Kumar.
Yes, sir.
There was also one suggestion in one of the sessions. Some of the people from the Hindi belt, they were asking similar type of programs in Hindi, whether we can organize such programs.
Yeah, please go ahead and do it. Hindi, maybe you all can do, Appaji Rao can do, Krishna can do, whoever can speak Hindi, please go ahead and do it. We should do, no issues at all.
Krishna ma'am and
See, this has to be industry education has to be a constant engagement. CCC as a platform is always available, and unlearning and learning. That's all. The whole emphasis and focus is only on that. Help everyone unlearn and relearn afresh. That is the agenda. We will do what best we can contribute. We will do our own pressure from us. Right.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. How are you? Ma'am, I want some words. Actually, day before yesterday, government had banned so many apps of China apps. So I think instead of Zooming, we should use another platform.
Yeah, this is not banned as of now. Maybe yes, I agree that we have to move to a Cisco WebEx or something. The day when they really actually ban it, let us definitely do it.
Yeah.
We'll migrate slowly.
We'll migrate. We have WebEx and other platforms.
Yeah.
Let us see. No issues at all. It can be done. Small retailers, traders, small scale manufacturers, we fully agree. Absolutely. No doubt about it. We will do more engagements and more sessions. Food, we have a strong knowledge team in the forum, in our consultants forum. Many consultants are very strong in this domain and they are willing to contribute their own bit also. Maybe let us approach some of those industry associations and government departments also. We can roll out many more programs. No issues.
In this, actually, Tamil Nadu Baker Association come forward to conduct some training program for their manufacturers.
Yeah.
Then forward, I'm also organizing some training program for Bakers Association. And then Cochrane Development Board of India also asking this kind of session very frequently.
We can do that. Second,
extend this also.
Yeah. And Prem, you opened as a Retailers Association of India. You were showing some of the associations. No, we have RAI in the country also, Retailers Association of India.
Yes.
We have to ask food initiatives and all, food sector, we have to ask. Which are the manufacturers associations, retailers associations, food tech associations, and all those things we have to see.
Highly possible, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. No issues at all. Can be done. Maybe we need to compile all the chat of all the sessions. Krishna, some more homework for you and Appaji Rao sir.
Most welcome, ma'am.
Complete chat conversations. Let's pull out and we can come out with a frequently asked questions FAQs document, FAQ document on this, which we can even post it in our blog also, and we can also every day FAQ becomes one topic, and then that is something which we can use in all our digital conversations.
True. We can do
so the frequently asked questions asked in this training programs are extremely important, and we need to actually address all this.
True.
Webinar for job seekers and freshers out of college. Brilliant.
Yes.
Yes, it is for all the stakeholders. All the stakeholders, no doubt about it. Today's students will be the future employees, and Monday they become the entrepreneurs also. It is open for all. Yes, we keep sharing your thoughts. You have the association ID, you just write, and anyhow we are going to create, maybe your Telegram will be up by tomorrow, your LinkedIn group will be up by tomorrow. So we will just send a mail to each one of you, come and join, and we will send the link for both Telegram and LinkedIn also. You can come and join automatically. Yeah, blog is Consultants Consortium of Chennai. We have our website, ccc-consultants.org. I'm typing here in the chat box.
One more question. For street food vendors training can be taken in association with NESBI. What is NASBI? Ramkumar sir, what is NESBI?
Sir, it's a group of those who are
National,
working for the street food vendors.
Hello.
Yes.
This is National Association for Street Food Vendors of India. And this is an NGO that works for their development as well as the quality improvement of the street food in India.
Okay. What's your name, ma'am?
Divya Gupta.
Oh, okay.
I'm working with Hilton Group as a hygiene manager.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
This is the association. There is a blog link which is shared. So this actually we started uploading many articles. Now the national priority, PPEs and medical devices are the national priorities. Now you find the blog full of updates only on that PPEs. Now we can keep writing articles in the blog also on the food sector also. No issues.
Some more value addition in this kind of session, I'm telling you. In this whole 25 days of session, 19 sessions, we have not called any speakers from industries. Okay, one thing, even I'm also tried, but we couldn't able to make industry people. But next time when we're conducting this kind of session, at least we can call one industry people as a guest speaker for at least 5 to 10 minutes. In this kind of in-between session, we can make them to talk. Srikanth sir, that we can think of.
Case studies should always be presented by the industry.
Today also tried, but last minute it is not possible. It is not happened.
That's okay. No issues.
Next time when we are conducting this kind of session, definitely we need to include the people from industry.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes, it is more value in this.
So Dr. Ganapati wants 2 groups. Anyhow, let's look into the chat and we can work on all those requirements. No issues.
Fine. Okay, shall we conclude?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ramkumar sir, please do the concluding thing. Ramkumar.
Thank you, sir. I'm really very happy to convey my wishes and hearty congratulations to all the faculties who have actively shared their knowledge and information for this webinar series in the auspices of World Accreditation Day. And I'm really thankful to all the participants who are actively participating and make all these webinar sessions very successful. In fact, equal role were played with the participants, and definitely it was a very enjoyable session for all. And in fact, Alok Jain ji was also there in almost all the sessions from TCB, and my hearty thanks to him, and also the special thanks to Krishna ma'am and Appaji Rao and all the faculty members who have participated and shared their knowledge. And I think in the future also, as we are rightly on the right path, we'll be collaborating with many of the food industry related various stakeholders and conduct these type of sessions in the future also. This is only a beginning, and I think we'll be taking it up forward. We'll take up all your suggestions and we'll work out and we'll come back to you. And my special thanks to the CCC team for organizing such a wonderful webinar series. Thanks to Rama ma'am for initiating this concept. And thanks Srikanthan sir, and thank you all. And thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Can I close?
Yeah.
Nabi, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Namaste, shall I leave? Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you close, sir? Ramkumar, sir. That's all now.
Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Srikanth sir. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.